Hello everyone and welcome back to another speed build. I'm actually pretty excited about this one. In preparation for the new pack that is coming out, the For Rent pack, I did make a lovely 6-unit townhome, and I'm excited. It's really cute. It ends up being really cute. I'm very happy. I found this picture on Pinterest when I was looking for, inspiration and different types of multifamily builds and different like apartments and all of those types of things, because I am addicted to doing that. So I have way too many pictures and floor plans and things, and this one was one that, resonated, and I was like, oh, I like this. I like how it looks. It looks pretty. Each one looks a little bit different. I did not use a floor plan. I only used the picture as inspo. And then I decided, okay, this one's going to have this many units attached, and this is where you're going to walk into this one. So only the picture, and then I just went and had fun. I put this in the eco lifestyle world. So we are in Evergreen Harbor, and we are actually by the quarry. And I'm going to warn you right now, this video is going to be a doozy. It's under an hour, I would say. I'm pretty sure at the end of this it should be under an hour. But I mean, I am pretty much making 6 homes in one video. So that's, you know what? Pat myself on the back for that one. 6 homes, 1 video, under an hour. That's pretty cool. Now, I love the colors I chose for this. I'm super excited with like that blue, dusty blue shingle on that one, and then this like dark brick. It's so pretty together. I was so happy. I actually took a long time to figure out what colors I wanted to use, how I wanted it to blend together, like where is that color going to go so that it kind of puts them as one cohesive build instead of just being separate. And I love the way it turned out. So I also wanted to make sure that they had little awnings over the doors. And then at first, on this white building, I was actually going to make the door that's up top be the entrance to a second unit. And then I was just like, but how am I going to get up there from the front without it looking funky? So that ends up being the second floor to the white unit. And then you'll see what happens. But there ends up being a second unit within that home. And I definitely used a lot of the eco lifestyle stuff. I probably used a ton of packs, honestly. I was starting off going, you know what? I'm not going to use 1,000 packs. And then I ended up using a ton of packs. But there's ones that I like mainly focused on. I did use a lot of the more modern items from packs so that it was all like cohesive. I tried to give each unit a different personality as well. So 2 of the units are just like 1 floor flats, and then the rest of them are going to have multiple stories. Only one, which is the one on the far right on the end, that is going to have 3 stories and is the biggest unit within this row of homes. So that one actually has 3 bedrooms when most of the other actually have 2. And I did separate this video out, and hopefully it shows. I did separate this out so that you can see each unit separate, getting like the layout and the build together. And as you can see, we are starting off with one of the 1 floor flat units. And this one, I don't know why, but my brain went to kind of make it a little more industrial, a little bit more kind of the bachelor pad type of place, because I figured 1, maybe 2 Sims would live in this home. But in my head, I was kind of picturing the bachelor pad, the 1-person home. And I really liked how I was able to tuck in the kitchen right there. It's just those 4 spaces, and it was perfect. So we have the kitchen, and we have the living room right at the front. It's all very small, very cozy home, if you will. So the dining room is going to be like right there inside the kitchen and right next to the living room. And then you can see the two doors that go to the other rooms. One is going to be a full bath, and then the other is a bedroom. And I did like this because I wanted to make sure I had something tucked in that corner because I wanted to make sure, the space here, you got to use it properly, especially since it's going to be a smaller place to live. So I have the tiny living TV in the living room, which does have like a bookcase and the stereo and the TV. But I liked having the little bookcase in the other corner as well. I just felt like it kind of utilized that space for something, which was nice. And I did try to use a lot of the eco lifestyle stuff in this build because I felt like that would also kind of keep it all together and keep it as one built piece instead of just like separate pieces being cookie cuttered together and then just smooshed into one townhome line of homes, which is a really fun concept, and I probably will explore that a lot. But I liked how all of these kind of tied in together and were a lot more cohesive. I also added a laptop to the table, so then there's like a little office space. Obviously, it's not just like a dedicated space, but it works. It works. This bedroom actually was a good size, so like the bed fits perfectly in that corner. You have your dresser, but you also have a balcony. It's kind of nice having that little outdoor space too, attached to a townhome or a little apartment. That way, you kind of have a space to put, some chairs. You could put some art stuff or skill building things out there. You could even put a grill. Whatever works for your story can go out there. Oh, I just saw myself put this in. I forgot I used the plumb bob ceiling fan in this apartment, and I think it's perfect. I thought this was like the place to use that fan. I thought it was absolutely perfect. So enjoy that one. Enjoy. I didn't want to put too much clutter. But the furniture pieces that are in here, like the bigger pieces, I feel like give each apartment, each space a personality for the family or the sim that does live there, or at least it gives you a good starting point, right? I didn't want to go, oh yeah, this is the exact person. Here's all their pictures. Here's all their stuff. But at least it kind of gives you a good starting point, and you can always move from there and make it a bit more your Sims space. And it's kind of funny because you always think about in the real world how you move into a space. And my first house was a townhouse, and there was no furniture. There was nothing. There was the kitchen and the appliances and counters. That's and obviously like toilets and showers and stuff. That's about it, right? So if I really wanted this to be more of a place that somebody on the gallery would be like, yeah, I'm gonna move my sim in, and I'm gonna have to buy all the furniture for them and all of that kind of stuff, it'd be empty. It would be completely empty because a lot of the times with these places they don't give you furniture. It's just here is the space for the furniture you want to put in. Okay. So now that we have one of the units under the 1 level and the 2 level that we were working on before, the 3 level townhome on the far right, and try to figure out how am I going to lay this out, where are all the rooms going to be. And for some reason, it was kind of a pain, right? I figured, okay, that one unit made me go, cool, we actually have enough space for each one of these townhomes. That's kind of why I just went and did that whole thing. I wanted to make sure there will be enough space for items and for like the basic necessities for your Sims. And you're going to see that I will put in some furniture and pieces and then probably move on to doing the layout of other places. But I just want to kind of see how it all will fit together in this space before dedicating my full attention and giving it all the personality and everything. So you can see on this bottom floor, on this ground floor, we have the living space in the front, then the dining, then the kitchen in the back, and you also get a half bath downstairs behind the stairs, which I think is really nice and useful. Then on that second floor, we're going to have the main bedroom and bath, and there's going to be a nice little tucked corner for an office space. And then on the top floor, we're going to have 2 bedrooms and a Jack and Jill bathroom between them, which is like a nice space for kids, or maybe a guest room and a kids room, or whatever you want it to be. But there's 2 extra rooms up there, so have fun. And you can see I just kind of put a bunch of furniture in just to see, okay, how does this fit? Is a sim going to be able to walk around this? And I do play test this, so I do make sure everything is used, and I do kind of like fidget the furniture around just a little bit so we can make sure everything works well for you guys. It is already up on the gallery. Go enjoy. I've had this up on the gallery for a while, actually, before I got to do this. But, you know, it's fine. It's cool. I just didn't have a lot of time to get it up there before I decided, screw it, just put it on the gallery. I want you guys to be able to enjoy it because I enjoy it. So I hope you do too. Now, with this townhome, I kind of figured this would be the most expensive one, right? It's got 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, and it's an end unit. So, I mean, that's also a big plus when it comes to these things. And so I did try to make sure that it was nice and bright and modern and really looked very sleek. That's kind of what I was going for with that one. Now, moving on, we are looking at the different layouts of the other buildings and the other units. And I'm also trying to figure out, okay, with the blue building, I know that the bottom floor is going to be the 1 unit flat, and then it's going to have the 2-story unit above it, and we actually have the stairs in the front that go straight up to that unit. But how in the world am I going to do the white unit? Because I didn't want to do the same thing. I wanted to be a little different, and I wanted that top floor to be the unit that is the 1 floor. And so as you can see, I'm going through the back. I was going to have the same idea where we just have like a big staircase inside that goes to that top flat, but I was like, no, that takes away too much floor space. So I kind of liked this idea where you have to go up all of these flights of steps to get to this little tiny 1 floor apartment at the top of this townhome. It kind of works out really nice too. They do get this teeny tiny balcony, and I think it works out really nicely. So it's nice and bright. I went with the really light floors. The back door, which is actually the front door, opens to the kitchen and also like the bar stool dining. Then we have a bathroom that cuts off the front of the open floor space to the back. And in the back, or more so the front of the building, is going to be the living room / bedroom space. And to do this, we used a Murphy bed. So if you want to risk it and use that lovely Murphy bed from Tiny Living, enjoy this apartment because it actually works out really nicely. I was so concerned too when I went to playtest this townhome, right? I was like, I have to open the bed. I have to make sure it fits nice in the space, you know, and it doesn't look really congested and you can still get into the bed and all of that good stuff. And I was like, I have to open this bed. And I have had it happen where I was testing a house I built and there was the Murphy bed. I think it was when Tiny Living first came out and I was like, tiny homes, let's go. And I had my sim go in there and open up the Murphy bed, and they immediately got crushed and died. And I was like, seriously? Oh my God. It was the first time I ever opened a Murphy bed. And I was just play testing, and my poor sim died. So I didn't want that to happen again. And I did get very concerned it was going to because my sim opened it and it crushed her. It crushed her, but she didn't die, luckily. So she was able to play test the rest of the house. That's my fun little anecdote for you today. So as you can see, I finally decided on this floor plan here. And I used a lot of the tiny living stuff in this one because I thought it would be kind of perfect. So we have a living space on this side with, I mean, I feel like this is good enough for a sim. Maybe they're going to school. Maybe they're just kind of like out on their own. It's their first place by themselves. I feel like you could have a lot of fun stories with this. And again, with this space, I really wanted to make sure to utilize everything that we could. So we have a nice little desk in the corner for you to use. And then I kind of figured you pick out what their skill set's going to be, right? You're gonna figure out what they want to do, and then you can use that balcony for whatever you want it to be. But I did want this to be a little bit more colorful, a little bit bright and vibrant since it is a small space. And I did use a lot of color here, which I think it works out. It makes it feel a little bit more cozy and warm, but it's still being small. It doesn't feel squished. And look, it's a full bathroom. I was debating on doing the 3-tile bathroom trick, but I thought, no, I want this to have a nice big full bathroom for them to use. And I think it worked out really nicely. So we have the tub, the toilet, and the sink, all the eco lifestyle stuff. And then I add just a little bit of color. Nothing crazy. Then I added some pieces in the rest of the apartment just to make it feel like somebody may live here or they already have some pieces set. So just like some cozy pieces like the plants and the candles on the table. A nice little fizzy drink in the kitchen. I was like, I need to make this feel a little bit more homey. It kind of looks staged, honestly, because it has like the fizzy drinks on the table and we have the candles lit, and it feels a bit more staged, which I think also kind of works for what it is, right? Somebody's actually trying to sell this place so that somebody will live here. It works. And then just to finish it off, I even have the cute little shelf unit next to the bin for extra storage. So now, moving on to the floor below, which is going to be the 2-level unit that actually has the entrance out front. And this one's going to have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. And those 3 are upstairs, as you can see I'm putting together right now. And I'm not gonna lie, for this one, I did kind of have a story for the Sims that are living here. And this is the one that's going to be a little bit more closed off. It's gonna have the darker woods, the darker, warmer tones to it. And in my mind, this is like 2 roommates that decided to get this townhome together, and they kind of just put all their furniture together and bought this place. And at the same time, I did start the final townhome on the end, which is going to be a 2-story, 2-bedroom, 1 bath. And in my head for this one, for some reason, I was like, this is the person who owns this entire strip. Now it doesn't have to be, but for some reason in my head canon, I went, yeah, this is where the landlord lives. They live on this end with the 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it's actually a nice space. And with this one, I did do something different. The stairs, I had them spin around a little bit and take up some more space, but I did shove them into that corner so it didn't take up everything. And they are the only townhome that does have a working fireplace with the stack. So you could put technically a fireplace in one of the other units, but it wouldn't really, show the stack or anything. And then I put the kitchen in the back here with like an open living and office space in the corner so that kind of works out. And they have like a nice big balcony on the bottom floor. Then the upper space, I have it for the main bedroom in the back and then a kid's room in the front with the bathroom in between that they share. So that works out. They have lighter flooring. I didn't want it to be as dark. I just like having the ability to have that one next door being the dark one. I don't know why. I guess because it's like contained too. So like you don't have a lot of windows. Why would you make it so dark? Because it just feels right. And I'm kind of just bouncing between the last three places. I finish up doing the floor plan for the other 2-story townhome that's above the 1 unit. And this one, you go up the steps, and on the landing, you're gonna have the living room in the front, a nice big table for dining, and then the kitchen in the back. And it's an open floor, and I actually have a teeny tiny half bath in this one too. So they end up with a full bath upstairs and then this little bathroom behind the stairs in the kitchen area. I think it's kind of perfect, at least you have a space for guests to go to the bathroom. The bathroom is closed off from the front, which is going to have that dining and living space. And I wanted to make sure to have as much counter space as I could, just to make it feel like it has a larger kitchen. But we do have those big windows out back. And as you can see, I did forget that my thought processes was there's going to be a bathroom behind the staircase. It's not going to be closed off. So I did have to finagle the way I did this and move stuff around, as you can see. But we did get that tiny half bath in. It works. It has been play tested. I did move things around during playtest, but it does work. And it's nice that they actually have that little extra bathroom space, especially if you want it, right? And I think that will add value to this home space as well, which is cool. And I'm excited to see how it all works with for rent actually installed. At the time of the building and this recording, I don't have it yet. So it's going to be really fun to actually set it up as a townhome with a landlord and see how much each unit will cost. It's going to be really fun. I like this. This is one of the other places too where I end up thinking, oh, I'm going to put a toddler and maybe some sort of like parent in that home. So you'll see that one when we get to it. Now back to the landlord townhome, as I'm going to call it. It's the end unit with the 2 levels and nothing else is attached. This is where I was trying to figure out, okay, what kind of fireplace, where's everything going to go and fit. So I have that office space in the front, right at the window, which I think is a nice little lookout spot. And then we have a cozy corner for the living space and the fireplace, which is really cool. And I did want this to be a full-on built-in section, and I was going to have it go all the way around the fireplace. And no, that was actually really annoying, and I didn't like it. So I stopped that thought process. I think my biggest gripe was that fireplace was way too big, so we do end up using a smaller one. But I did like getting to use the modular furniture here, so we have like a really nice couch that goes into an L shape. Super cozy. It looks a lot more arty in this house because I do put in a big art piece and it's very modern. It has this like lovely soft feel to it. And finally, we removed that giant fireplace. So we have the one from Eco Lifestyle, and I still put in a really cute bookshelf here that has all like the modular stuff to it with like the small TV that goes well. I think that actually ended up turning out nice. I didn't get my giant full built-in unit, but it's kind of cute, and I'm happy. But we finish it off with a nice cozy chair next to the bookcase and a rug to kind of tie it all in. And then I do end up putting the art piece, but not till later because I was trying to figure out, okay, how do I want to clutter this up? We definitely need the cabinets in the kitchen because you always need storage, especially with something small, lots of storage space. And outside on the balcony, we have some chairs and plants. I also put in a grill, so I thought that was a nice little touch, especially since the kitchen is right off that balcony. I figured that'd be a perfect spot for it. And this is where I put the art piece in. I like this because I have it like shoved into the corner and it feels like it's one piece instead of two. I don't know why, but I feel like it just looks so pretty there. And with the wallpaper behind it and kind of like that feature wall of the blue, oh, I just think it looks really pretty. This is very artsy, and I feel like I'd live here. Just because of how it is. Because it's not too like sterile and modern, right? It's at least has that nice cozy, comfy feel to it. Then moving into the upstairs, I do bring that wallpaper into the hallway. And for the bathroom and bedrooms, I did want to keep it kind of nice and light. So I use like better stuff in this building, I guess is kind of how you'd see it, because like that's the really nice tub shower combo. I love that one. I'm so glad we have that one now. And then for the front room here, this is going to be a kid's room, or just like, you know, a single bed. I guess it could be like a teen or whatever. But I liked the colors, you know, kind of fun and colorful patterns. And then we have like the nice curtains on the wall. I love those curtains. I think they're my favorite curtains in the game. I want to use them in everything. This is when all the patterns change. But I did get the matching rug, so that technically the bed and the rug do have all these matching patterns. But I kind of just wanted stuff that fit together and wasn't so matchy-matchy. And I really liked these warmer tones that this had. That orange and purple was so fun. So I ended up putting Bigfoot in the corner. And I guess I kind of based it off of Bigfoot first. So I put Bigfoot in the corner. I was just like, I want this. We need a Sasquatch. And then I was like, oh, the mountains. Perfect. And then I was like, oh, the purple clouds. It kind of all matches then. So yeah, it's Bigfoot's fault that this bedroom became kind of Bigfoot themed. But yeah, you know what? I like it. It's perfect. Kind of foresty, kind of sunset or sunrise, and I like it. So nice big desk here in the corner. This I love that case. That suitcase that is like that old trunk that is now going to be used for toys. I love that piece. It's so cute. I want a big old trunk like that, and I want to use it for like blankets or something in my house one day. One day I will have a treasure chest and a giant trunk that I can use for cute storage and seating. So I kind of wanted that full theme of animals and forest, so that's kind of what we went through here, keeping all of those tones. And then I was like, oh shoot, I did forget a dresser. So tiny living coming in clutch once again. And that actually kind of worked out because I was able to have a little bit more space on top to put more stuff, which is kind of fun for kids and all of the things that they end up having. I did struggle a little bit with wall color, but I kind of just went with this hazy kind of gray tone that has a little bit of that purple in it, so I thought it worked out really well. Oh, and then these cute cupcakes. Just adorable. I love it. It just feels like a nice kid's room to me. And then for the main bedroom in this unit, I do end up bringing the purple into this space as well, but it's a nice deep dark purple, and I love how it turns out. I always tried to figure out, okay, should I bring in like the color from downstairs? How do I want to keep everything a little bit more consistent within each unit? But you get into a color and you're just like, yeah, this is the one I'm using. Otherwise, I'll end up using blue everywhere. I do love the blues in the game, so that's what ends up happening. But I wanted this to kind of feel warmer. I was thinking of using like bright colors. I almost used the bright yellow bedspread, but I liked the dark wood tones with like the dark green bed, and then we're gonna end up having like those deep purple walls, which is nice. And then again, I kind of staged it. I put some flowers there. I put those little books. And to me, it looks staged, but, you know, livable. Also kind of lived in, because somebody could be reading. And then I doubled the rug here. I love this rug, but it always feels like it's such an awkward shape. So, you know, I doubled it, and I think it works the way it kind of connects. So just ignore that seam down the middle. Now back to the unit next door to the end, which is going to be the 2-story, more closed in, darker wood floors. Up front, we have the living space, which is a little crammed, but I like it. I do like it. And I kind of want it to feel like the furniture kind of matches, but also not intentionally. Like they made it match using the pillows and stuff like that, so that it feels a little bit more like we put our furniture together and made it work the way it is. And tiny living worked really well with all of that too. So we have the TV unit and just like nice little seating for everyone. And it ends up being really nice and cozy, especially with like the curtains and all of those little things added in. I love those pictures that come with tiny living. They're so cute, and I feel like you can use them everywhere. So now we have this middle room. This middle room I did make into the dining space, and I feel like that's fine, right? It doesn't need to have a window, just as place to eat and sit down and relax together. And it comes together really nicely. It doesn't feel super okay, it kind of feels a little dark and cramped, but it works. It's a nice usable space. I feel like it's still colorful and it fits with the apartment townhome that we've created. And I do think with this one, I end up like waiting till the end to do any of the walls. It almost looks like they decided we're not painting, just leave it white, leave it easy. But I do end up painting the walls so that it feels a little bit more warm instead of just so like bright with all the white walls. So now in the kitchen, I went dark. I went with with a wood tone and like black. I thought that was so pretty. So we have like this light wood tone and the black cabinets together. I enjoy this kitchen a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it works. And it looks really cozy. It's just like, yeah, I get to cook in this space and it's kind of slick and cozy all at the same time. Let's go. And with this one, I did end up putting just a stovetop and a counter oven. I love that. It feels like something that these people who are rooming together would do. Like they don't have a full on oven stove combo, so it has just like, oh yeah, just grab a oven to put on the counter and we're good to go, right? We're good to go. And I really like the dark walls to match it too, with the tiled backsplash, like half tile, I guess, on that wall. It looks so nice. It feels like it fits together so nicely. And it's a big kitchen, you know? So they end up with a really big kitchen. And then I kind of got influenced to give them darker walls in the rest of the house. Which I think really kind of works with the dark wood tones and it warms it up so nicely. So now in the bedrooms, I wanted them to each have a double bed, but I kind of shoved them against the wall because, again, in my story, they're just roommates. And so they kind of shoved the beds up against the walls so that they have more space for the rest of their stuff. And I liked this room where we put the table at the end of the bed because your Sims can lounge on the beds now and watch TV. I thought that was a really nice touch. So they were like, yeah, this will be like a good space for me to put that. And then we have the really cute color scheme of the blue and the yellows. I love that. I think it looks really cute. We have the same bed in the other room, but it's got the purple theme. So it gives enough personality without going overboard with clutter. And a nice fuzzy rug to bring it all together. I feel like I keep using the same lamp in these rooms. So this one I have more of a desk lamp there. And I like it because it all has that same color scheme. Oh, I forgot I used the Penguin TV. Okay, fine. So I may have given them a little bit extra personality with the Penguin TV and the board games, but I love it. I think it's cute. So then in here we have the darker wood and the purple theme. And I don't know. I feel like neither room, I don't think one is larger than the other to say one is like the main room. And I feel like they own this place half and half. And it works out pretty nicely. But this sim doesn't have quite as much of that like penguin personality as I gave the other one. But cute furniture nonetheless, that all kind of matches really nicely. It kind of looks like they found a piece they really love and then based everything else off of it. A nice cozy rug. And then that person does get the balcony, so lucky them, but you know, maybe they fought over it, maybe they flipped a coin. You guys can choose that. Nice, easy bathroom here. I didn't give them the super fancy tub combo, but made it nice and simple. And then I did add a nice little desk space out here. I don't know. I felt like I needed to fill in this area, and I was just like, I don't really want to put just a bookcase. So I did make it a desk space. And I think that works out. Again, we have the Sims, right? And you have all those basic things that you need to play with. And one of those tends to be a computer. So I thought this was a perfect place for you guys to add in a computer and keep that space open for both of your little roommates that are going to live there together. Then we move back to this other space, and I decide to actually put in proper furniture. And if you can hear Harvey, he's rolling around on my floor. But I ended up going with this red theme. Sorry. Enjoy the Harvey noises. He is my dog, if you didn't know. He's a silly thing. But I did go with a red theme in this room. I don't know why. I went nuts. I was like, you know what? I like the red in these pillows. I like the red that's like accented in some of these pieces. Let's just go all out. So we went all out with the red. So red curtains, red chairs. And then I even try a red wall, and I felt like maybe that's too much. But I do have the red accents in the other rooms and then tie it all together that way. So I think it works out. You know, we just have those pops of red in all of the little spaces. And it's more like an orangey red tone anyways, so it's not like too overpowering with that color, but it still looks really nice. And I felt kind of weird using this couch because it's so round and like rounded, and I was like, how do I get this to work? But because there's like the other round furniture, we have like the rounded coffee table for the TV, the round side table, the round table for the dining space, and even this like table here that has like the round edges. I think it fits. I think it works. I was debating on changing it this whole time, but I was like, know what? No, I like it. We're keeping the red. We're getting it all to work together. I do think one of the things I kept like the same in all of the units, and I might have to go back to check this, but I think I used pretty much the same appliances, except for like the one with like the stovetop and the oven that sits on the counter. I'm pretty sure I used the same appliances and everything. But then, you know what? That feels cohesive once again. You know, I feel like somebody who would be building this place or the landlord would be kind of like, just get like bulk because it would be a little bit cheaper and we can keep it all together, and we know how to use each appliance then and fix them if necessary. So just a few more little pieces. And then upstairs, this is the toddler space like I was talking about earlier. So I made this really cute and perfect for a toddler. I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun and a little bit different because each other unit has it more for like a kid or teen, for like those extra spaces, right? And this extra space, I was like, yeah, toddler. Let's be a little bit different. So a little bit cuter, a lot more cutesy. I had to use the freezer bunny chair. I do love the freezer bunny. Slightly obsessed, not gonna lie. I have a freezer bunny on the mini tree that's on my desk currently. And then I also am crocheting a freezer bunny ugly sweater. And I'm very excited about it. Hopefully I can finish it for Christmas, but it's a fun little design that I think will be a cute thing for me to wear. I skipped the bathroom here, but it's really simple. I did give them the really nice shower tub combo, and I figured they do need a tub since they have a toddler. And then I really like the theme of this main bedroom here. It's very warm. It's kind of earthy. We have like the plant and leafy bed cover. I like that one so much. It's cute. I feel like I would end up having that in real life. I would use that same pattern. But nice big wardrobe in the corner, and then they actually do get another one at the foot of the bed. So I do feel like this would have like two parents living here because there is like a lot of storage space for them to use together. And it's a nice sized bedroom, honestly. They get a big one. I ended up giving them a bigger bedroom. It's good. But look how cozy it all comes together. Oh, I like this one. I do. And then here we go. This is it. I saved the biggest unit for last because I knew it was going to be kind of a monster. And I was like, oh, it's going to take me forever. But it comes out really nice. I really like it. A lot more neutral tones in this space. And throughout, to be quite honest, this entire unit ends up being pretty neutral. And I think this is the one that I said to myself, I'm going to stage this one. This one's going to be the staged home because this is the one that the landlord is actually trying to rent out to a family, so they have it staged and looks really nice. The walls were freshly painted white and everything looks kind of like it was just set in there so that people would understand, oh, this is how we can use the space. So they do end up also having a half bath downstairs that is fully tiled head to toe. And then the rest of it, I love the green cabinets. I think those are so pretty. But we fit in a nice little table and then a little living space at the front. Now, the second floor, this is where the main bedroom is. So we have the double bed here and big old windows in this corner. I love how it has so much natural light in here. So I did want to make sure that the curtains looked like you could just like span them across the entire wall, and then they have a nice little sitting area here in the corner. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those places where the parents are like, oh my God, I need a nice little cozy spot to get away from the kids and relax for a little bit. So that works out. I do also put in a full wardrobe and then drawers that are with, I think, like the hangers and everything too at the top. So they kind of have like a walk in wardrobe almost as you walk into the bedroom, which is nice. It feels like they wanted extra space for their stuff, and it looks really modern and all very cohesive because we are using Dream Home Decorator, and that pack, I love the furniture, I love all of those pieces, but it kind of looks like staged pieces as well, so it feels like a nice a staging way of putting it all together. And then we made this little awkward spot at the landing into a nice little office space. I thought that was actually kind of perfect use for this space because it is like a weird size, and I wasn't sure what else I would end up doing with it. And when it was closed off, it felt just so small and just cramped. So I was like, screw it. Keep it open, and we'll make it nice little office zone in the corner, some art pieces, and then some bookcases. Nice and simple. And I like having the little poof under this table as well. It kind of looks like if you really needed to, or maybe if the kids wanted to, they could kind of like sit there and use the poof in the table as an actual space to do homework. But when we go upstairs, we do have spaces in each bedroom so that they do have a desk. And I did that by using the lofted beds and then having space underneath to open it up and have more stuff for them to do. This one kid gets the nice big ass windows again. Kind of jealous. Could be kind of annoying too, but I think that's a really nice touch. The other one, I didn't realize it until just this second, but they don't have a window. It's fine. They get a really nice big room. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Maybe that's not technically up to code, but we did it anyways, and I didn't even notice. But I did end up getting to put in a full dresser and all of that. And I like the color scheme I did with this. So in the one room we have like nice soft pink and almost minty green color, and then in the other room we went with a nice like yellow and peachy tone. And I like that. It does brighten up the room that doesn't have a window. I really should stop saying that because I don't want to draw attention to it. But I mean, it does. It does brighten it up. And then they have the bathroom that they share together. And if you can actually believe it, that's the entire interior completed. 6 units for this entire townhome line. And I think it ends up looking really cute. It kind of looks like it's only 4 townhomes, but 6 units. I feel like I was a little clever, you know, sneaking that in there, but it ends up looking so cute. This is me just kind of doing the exterior now. I wanted to get some plants and just make it nice and simple and look really just put together and finish it off a little bit. So a lot of the plants I used were just kind of like some bushes and some ones that kind of looked like they are being taken care of, maybe like the HOA or the landlord. And then I wanted just some trees that go around that tie it back into the neighborhood that we're in so that it does fit in with the world. And of course, rocks, because you always need rocks. Plus, we're right next to a quarry, so there should be rocks. How dare you not put rocks next to the quarry? And then I still wanted this back apartment that you actually have to walk up those crazy steps to it. That also still has a really nice entrance as well. That looks like the front. Oh, and by the way, that one the one townhome that has like the 2 floors underneath the one unit does also have a back door so they can get in and out either the front or back. So that's pretty nice. Now onto the patios. The 3-floor unit does have a nice little grill area. The 1-floor apartment that's on the bottom floor gets like a nice little garden space on theirs. I thought that was a nice idea. You know, have some vertical gardens gives them a little bit more privacy. I did have 1 bin and then a dumpster for everyone. So I thought that actually works out. So we have a couple of bins and a big dumpster in the back. I thought that worked out really nicely. And then for their mailboxes, I ended up using, for most of them, the majority gets like the one that's on the wall. And then the last one gets kind of like a full mailbox, just because I feel like I'm not going to make a mail person walk up those steps to give that one mail. They can come down to get theirs. And then just to finish it off, we put the lights, because you always need a lot of good lights. These aren't that great lights, but they work, you know. You have some lights for the outdoor space. And there you have it. We have the lovely 6-unit townhome that you can use with The Sims 4 for rent. I'm so excited to use this one. I think I'm definitely going to have to put some Sims into it and maybe be the landlord. But I absolutely love how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you aren't already. And then, you know, give me a fun comment down below. Which apartment or townhome would you move into? Which one's your favorite? Tell me all about it. I'd love to hear about which one you'd move into and why. I think for me, it would end up being the one that I called the landlord's townhome, because it's got that artistic flair, you know? I think it really pulled me in with all of that. Plus, it's an end unit, and I really like the idea of that too. But I think with that, I'm gonna say keep gaming, keep crafting, stay lazy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone!